because everyone's been experiencing this view bomb where your views go from like 5, 10, 20 million, $40 mark to like 2, 3, 500,000 views, right? I'm sure everyone here has experienced some form of that. And I have an answer for you guys. All right. The algorithm is always changing, and you guys need to learn how to adapt to the algorithm because um, YouTube, social media is an adaptive game, right? What I teach you today is still going to be applicable skill wise, but the information may change, right? The requirements may change. For example, 6 months ago, you needed 32-second videos in order to go viral, and you needed to get a 33-second AVD, right? Now you can upload 7-second videos, get a 14-second AVD, and still get pushed out, right? Just as hard. And like before, you couldn't use hashtag USA for commentary, right? Before there were these viral hashtags. Now they don't really work that well anymore because it doesn't build your monthly audience. So you guys need to learn how to actually build adaptive skill sets where you're able to adapt to actually what's going on in the algorithm. And a good reason or a good way to actually get information is talking to people, right? Because you're just one source of information. I'm just one source of information. The things I'm learning from you guys, I'm learning from other people too, right? It's not like I'm just doing everything. Yes, I have a lot of channels and I have a lot of data I'm collecting, but you guys need to be looking out. You can't do everything by yourself, right? For example, I was explaining. Do you guys know Tim Danilov? He runs Art of War, right? You guys know that guy. I'm sure a couple of you guys do. Me and him worked together for Art of War, right? Me and him worked together, and when I got on his team and I started helping him out with this stuff, I told him, hey, hashtags don't even work. He removed all his hashtags, his views went up. And he told me, hey, you should try niche bending, right? And he explained to me niche bending. So these skill sets that we're learning through different people, it's very important that you actually be adaptive about it and you go out and look. I used to struggle with this a lot where I would like be like, I want business friends, I want friends, I want people I can connect with, but I have no one, right? Newsflash, guys, if you don't reach out to people or you don't actually go connect with people, you will not make friends. You will not be able to reach out. A lot of you guys sit on your butt and you don't actually try to communicate with people. I see like 4 people in the voice chats. Like in this call right now, I'm just looking at it. I know at least 3 people here. No, I know at least 5 people here who are making over $5,000 a month. Let me make sure. 6. No, there's 6 people here making $5,000 a month, right? You guys can connect with each other, man. And you put those knowledges together, you can scale so much faster, right? So make sure you guys are connecting. Now, what I really want to talk about today is what's going on with the algorithm currently, because of course, being adaptive is important, but getting information is also important. So here's what's going on. Right now, you guys know that AI voices are kind of getting banned a little bit. It's actually popular AI voices. If you're using underground AI voices, you're using your voice, some type of like voice filter. I've done the research the past couple days and realized that you can use, 11 labs as long as it sounds reformative. There's a couple underground voices that I can send you guys in the chat after this. When I get home, I can send a screenshot to you guys of like some voices you can use in Eleven Labs, but like I don't want to get oversaturated. What's great about humans is because their inflections and the way they speak is so distinct, the AI knows that it's different. If you use a popular voice but edit a pitch, will it fix the problem? No, it will not fix the problem. Don't use, like, for example, Adam, right? Like, everyone here knows Adam, the Eleven Labs voice for Adam. Don't use that. Everyone's using it. I've noticed a big dip. Um, the other thing as well is with repetitive content. I've been seeing a lot of you guys using the same titles every time, like don't click the sound or stuff like that. That doesn't work, guys. Um, YouTube sees it as repetitive. I know some top guys are doing it right now in the space, and people use the excuse, "Oh, if the top guys are doing it, then why can't I?" Right? The reason you can't do it is because they have a high trust score, right? The trust score is near 100, right? I bet if they connected their account to Satera, they put their trust score in, it would be near 100, right? Compared to you guys, right? Your trust scores, I mean, the highest trust score I've seen is like 86, you know? If you use your own voice and edit the pitch to make it sound different, that works. That works very well because it's distinct, right? Human inflections are different. And that's the second thing I wanted to talk about today is understanding details. Okay, so when you guys are making content or you guys are just doing anything in general, just in life, you need to make sure you're paying attention to every small detail, right? I don't know every single niche. I don't know every single video, but I'm very good at playing Where's Waldo, right? So like if I'm looking around, I can notice something very distinct about an image, a video, whatever, and I'll be able to actually understand it. For example, sometimes I have students who come in the call, they're asking, "Hey, what do I do to fix this video?" I say, "Show me your competitor." I watched your competitor and I watched your video, and it's like it's obvious. Hey, your competitor did this and you did this. You need to make sure you replicate first and then reiterate, right? A lot of you guys are trying to throw in your own stuff, trying to, hey, I'm going to be a little different from my competitor. It is okay to copy your competitor for now, right? Not forever. right? Because you want to be able to build the trend eventually and build your own skill set where you can make your own distinct content. Because YouTube is moving toward branding, but right now, you guys, a lot of you are not at the skill set you need to be able to actually make your own content. You know, so make sure that when you're making these videos, you're replicating and then reiterating. Right? If something is so small, it's different. It matters. The small things make a difference. Like starting a clip a second early or a millisecond later, or making sure the caption just a little bit brighter, or moving it down a couple pixels. Everything is important. How would you know when you find your own trend? When you try to do research on a niche and there's nothing about it. For example, we have a student that I've been working with for the past 3 months. He had a $70,000 month, right? This was in December. Okay, now he found a trend and went on the trend before anyone else did it. I'm not gonna tell you guys the niche because it's still OP, right? Because like I don't want to leak his niche and that's disrespectful to him. But that niche that he found, no one else was doing it. If you did research on it, it just wasn't there. There was so much long form videos about it and no short form. And that's another thing as well. If you're making short form content and you want to find your niche, first of all, having connections is important because then your friends can talk about it. Your friend sends you a long form channel, you're like, huh, I can make this into a short form channel, you know? Or vice versa, right? If you're in shorts, you send it to a short form guy, or long form guy, and he's like, oh, I can make long form videos about this, you know? This is a quote from Kobe Bryant that says, um, he says, once I realized the world was my library, um, my growth of basketball became so much quicker. It's something along the lines of that, right? And he said that like basically when he started learning from everything in the world, right? He saw like every single thing as a learning experience, every single conversation as a way for growth in basketball, because Kobe Bryant was an amazing basketball player, RP Kobe. You know, he found out that he can apply knowledge to anything, right? You go talk to your mom and she's talking about like, I don't know, anything. Maybe she's scolding you or something. Take that and maybe like, hey, maybe I can make a video about this. Maybe I can make some content about it, right? We're creators. We have to be creative. And drawing inspiration from everything, other things is important. But first you need to be able to replicate and reiterate. Does anyone have any questions from that? Anyone want to say anything about that? I'm waiting for you guys to chat, and then I'll answer some questions. I'm so sorry. Can you say the last part again? Am I cutting out, guys? W guidance, of course, bro. Was clear to me. No, just me. Okay, Blake. When you are trying to learn and scale, the first thing you need to do is understand the world is your library, right? So take any information from anywhere and you can apply that to your business, right? You can learn anything from anyone, right? If you go to a bakery shop, you're talking to some person and maybe he compliments your car. That happened to me today, right? He compliments your car. You can take that as like, okay, hey, maybe I can do some type of like people reacting to cars channel. Boom. Right now, it's like a niche just like that. And like that stuff works. But you have to be able to take inspiration and see everything as an inspiration or learning opportunity. That's the first thing. Second thing is make sure you're replicating and then reiterating. But replicating is important. You have to replicate very, very strictly first. How often can we reuse the same topic we've used multiple times, like for ranking? Ranking, like multiple bad videos I've made that I want to remake. Can you give me a little more specific, Ping? What do you mean? Like remaking? What do you mean? What do you mean exactly? What's the best way to use your own voice without revealing who you are? A voice changer or a voice actor? But oh, you want to use your own voice. A voice changer is the only way to do that. I have a quick question. I mean, why do you guys not want to use your voice, man? YouTube is moving in the direction of personal branding, guys. Like, if you don't have a mic, I understand, or a good mic. But YouTube is moving in the direction of personal branding. You should be using your voice. Everyone here knows Rith, right? Rith's my goat. He's not in the VC right now, but everyone here knows Rith, I think. Right? All right. Thanks. So when Rith joined the program, right? When Rith joined the program, he second. When Rith joined the program, he was trying to find a new niche because he was actually in this thing called casual view jail. So like he was only getting pushed to subscribers. Like 99% of, I'm not even joking, it would be like 99% of his videos would be subscribers. He was hard suppressed in his subscribers, right? And what we did to fix this is we spread out our content. We tried doing some reaction stuff, right? What's great about having a personal brand is you can
WAP. 10 out. Tap to pause recording. Window screen recording. Portrait. Talkback off.
it it takes away trust, right? And trust is what builds connection and gets people able to keep coming back. The algorithm wants people. For me, it's just the branding of my channel would be a little misleading to not fit my voice, and that's completely understandable, Josh. Maybe you can get a voice actor, you know? Start making some more money and get a voice actor. I have a couple female voice actors I can get you connected with. Another thing as well, I'll just say to you guys is like when I was younger, I wasn't very good at speaking. And then around like 13, 12, 13, I really started taking YouTube, like just always making content, And I became one of the best public speakers in my county. And I actually gave speeches for my school, for clubs, for all that stuff, because I was able to articulate my words so well. A lot of you guys have heard my videos and I speak well, right? It's through repetition. I don't know how you guys. I know I've had this conversation with a lot of students where like they say like I'm not confident with using my voice because I don't feel like I can't talk good or I can't articulate my words good, and
Progress with it on like because I've reposted on TikTok, but on
yeah.
YouTube, it's kind of fluctuating a lot.
Okay, yeah. We'll get into it more on Thursday. I'm gonna answer a couple more general questions, but dude, Fatina, I'm super happy to meet you, bro. I'm excited to start working with you, bro. All
Appreciate you, bro.
right, I'll catch you later, man.
There.
All right, guys, let's answer some more questions, and then all love to Fatin. All love to Fatin. Any tips for making content transformational without using a voiceover commentary? Subtle commentary with captions. So like, let's say you're doing a ranking video and like a dog falls down. You could do in asterisk falls, right? Or it starts crying. You could do in asterisk starts crying, or in asterisk looks sad. That's what subtle commentary looks like with captions. What do you think could be the reason for my channel stopped pulling views? Okay, here's what I wanted to talk about today, and this is like the main thing I wanted to get to toward the end of this call. So, you know how I told you guys I was talking to a lot of people in the space, right? I was talking to a lot of people in the space, and I was talking to them, and like I was just trying to figure out what's going on. Why is view bombing happening? So I talked with a team for Zach D Films. You guys know Zach, and one of the members told me their views have been fluctuating so hard. They went from 104 million views a day to 4. I'm not even joking. If you look at their view stats, it goes like bam, 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 right? And this happens for everyone. This is how YouTube works now. YouTube Shorts, it's not a consistent cash cow. No social media is, right? That's why I have multiple channels to de-risk. The views suddenly happen like that. It's just a part of the game. Yeah, like 4 million. Yeah, 4 million. It's just a part of the game. Views will fluctuate all the time, right? But as long as you guys are uploading content consistently, making good quality content, hitting good KPIs, making sure your trust score is increasing, right? Or at least staying like above that, 60 to 70 range. Of course, you want to if you're in the 80s, bro, you're so green for trust score. If you can get your trust score to 80. At what point would you say the 48-hour mark stat is concerning? I'm mainly at 1.4 million 48-hour mark in the past month. If your 48-hour mark goes to like I don't know, 50,000 or something, that's pretty concerning. If you're uploading 2 videos a day and you're getting a 50,000 48-hour mark, you're cooked, and we got to fix it. And we can go over that in another call because like that's that's a whole 40-minute conversation of fixes for that. Do you have any great resources to learn about getting better retention? Your retention graph. So you guys know there's a skill I've built called the retention gut. Ooh, AO or AU. Well, okay, that looks pretty healthy. I'm not gonna lie. Are extremely low effort original videos monetizable? Yeah, yeah. As long as, yeah. I mean, like, I know a couple niches that are just insanely monetizable, and they're just like so easy. Do you think there will be a point where commentary without face won't be transformative enough anymore? I don't think so. Wait, let me answer that previous question. I'm sorry. Great sources for learning retention. So, a good way to learn retention is through maximizing your retention gut, right? What retention gut is, it's basically built through repetition. Looking at your retention and trying to identify what reason it dropped. I used to be so hyper obsessed about this. I would look at every single Milla drop, right? Like if there was like a 1 second drop, right? And like it was like 2%, like for like 3 seconds in, I would analyze that over and over again until I had a hypothesis of why it worked, right? Why it dropped. Sorry, and if I don't have a reason, I'm not doing good enough. I need to work harder. I need to have something, even if the reason's BS. I need to have some reason in my mind of why this doesn't work. And then what I do is I test it on the next video, right? The reason I'm able to look at your guys' retention and say, hey, fix this. This needs to fix. Because I've looked at tens of thousands of retention graphs, right? So I know what will work and what won't because I've done repetition. So if you want to be at the skill set that I am right now, you need to put in reps. You need to analyze your content and be hyper obsessed about it. If you're in school right now, or you're in college, or you're in work, look at your retention graph when you have a chance and like, okay, why did this drop here? What did I do here was on the screen? Is there an animation here? Is it maybe the caption? Is the where the caption is the sound effect? Maybe there's like maybe the color grading is weird. Like all the stuff. Maybe the clip was too long. Maybe it was too short. Like you need to give a reason. This is my 6th view bomb of the channel. I'm cooked again. Dermon, that looks cooked, bro. Are you using videos of your face, Dermon? That is a view bomb right there. That's a view bomb. Any advice on using money you've made from YouTube to pursue other things? YouTube is nice and everything, and I'll keep pushing for years to come, but I don't want to be doing this forever. I don't think I'm qualified to give advice other than SaaS. SaaS does pretty well for me. But I mean, like, unless you're making like $30,000 a month passively from YouTube cash flow, I wouldn't do anything else. Focus on one thing and stick with it until you're making that money, right? I think $30,000 a month of cash flow, like you could live a pretty luxurious life of like $10,000 a month, put 30% of it to taxes, and you have 10K saved to just experiment with whatever, So I think 30,000 is a good place to be. I think after like $30,000 to $40,000, life becomes pretty easy. But I would keep focusing on YouTube for now. I used to, I used to learn from video with your face. Dermon, can you please book a call with me and we can talk about this in more detail? I want to look at your channel, but we can't do it today. Thank you, Devin. I'll look at my retention graph. That's why I wanted to remake some videos. If I can remake it and see improvements. Of course, Ping, do it and try to do some improvements and see if you can see the retention graph increase. Of course, man. I'm so happy to help you. My swipe ratio just lowers when it's getting 500K views. Yep, super normal. Because how YouTube works is like, imagine a staircase, right? You guys know, like, if you zoom in on your retention graph, you see it going up and down. Like, can someone send me one of their staircase analytics? I know someone has something here, right? Someone send a staircase analytics of their. I know. Yeah, Angelo. I know you have one, bro. I'm pretty sure you sent one before, actually. I'll explain it in a second when he sends the visual. Here it is. Everyone look in the chat. Look at the screenshot Angelo just shot, okay? You guys see how it's a staircase? So guesses in chat. You guys see the staircase, right? How it goes up, down, right? On a micro scale, if you look at a video that gets, I don't know, 10 million views, if you zoom into the milliseconds, it actually looks like this, right? You guys know how you zoom into atoms and just more atoms? That's what every single view graph looks like in micro. If you zoom in really closely, it just, right? Every single time it flatlines and it goes up. Every time it goes up, it's testing a new audience. Okay, if it goes up and tests an audience and it fails that audience, you will get a 30K view jail, 10K view jail, 0 view jail. That's another story. But like, let's say like, for example, I've had students come in here who are like literally at like 1.5 million view jail, and they're just like, they can't break out of it. I'm like, hey, fix this, and then they get like 10 million views, right? Because they didn't realize they were hurting a certain audience by doing this mistake. So look at the graphs, see if your videos are doing this. If it is doing this and flatlines at a certain point, then you're maybe stuck in, let's say, 500K view jail, and you see your swipe ratio start going down. That means the audience that tested for 500,000 views failed. And that's what happened, which is why your swipe ratio went down. Does that make sense to me? And guys, I do have to go in a second, man. I really love this call, though. It's really nice just talking with you guys. It's fun. I love this community, man. And another thing as well, guys, there's too many of you who don't use this chat. You guys need to connect with each other. Remember what I said in the beginning of this call? Like, I'm serious, man. You guys need to connect with each other. Wilka said, how can I reuse a channel changing the niche and list the videos? Unlist the video slowly. All right, unlist the videos slowly. You can start uploading videos. And like that's really it. Around 8 to 12 days. Sometimes it takes 15 to 18 days to change your niche, but usually I've seen 8 to 12 is like it's a good like middleman ratio. How can I break 200K view jail? Are you using related videos? Make sure you're looking at related videos. Max your stats. Related videos are really important. If you're not using related videos, like, that's probably the main reason. If you can schedule a call with me for the one-on-one, we can talk about this in more detail. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out, man. I do have some other stuff I need to do. I gotta go. I gotta go grocery shopping. Me and my girl, we're spending the day tomorrow, so I'm gonna go eat with her. But hey, can you guys please? I want you guys to please like make sure you guys are connecting and stuff. Guys, God bless everyone. I love you guys. After this call, join the inner circle VC and just connect with each other. You know, if you want to join separate VCs because you don't want to talk with everyone in one call, I understand that too. But connect with people. All right. There's people in here doing better than you, and even if someone is doing worse than you can still learn from them. I learn from people who are doing worse than me financially all the time, and you guys can too. All right. All right. God bless, guys. Take care. I love you guys. I'm gonna see you guys later. Okay. Anyone who is recording this, if you can just send it to me, ping me, and let me know if you recorded it. Send me the Google Drive, and I will upload it to the WAP. Jesus loves you guys. All right. Peace out. See you guys. Join.